September 20th, 1986, Opelika, Florida, just before dawn. Federal agents, U.S. Customs, surround a small aircraft on the tarmac. Intelligence says it's loaded with cocaine. They've got their man, Mickey Munday, 41 years old, pilot, smuggler, the ghost they've been chasing for years. This time there's no escape route, no backup plan, just Mickey, the plane, and a choice. Most men would surrender, put their hands up, start thinking about lawyers and plea deals. Mickey Munday walks toward the plane, opens the fuel cap, reaches into his pocket, pulls out a flare gun, points it at 55-gallon drums of gasoline stacked nearby. One spark, everything ends. The agents freeze, they've got guns, backup, the full weight of the United States government, but none of that matters if Munday pulls that trigger. Total destruction, evidence, everyone. It's a standoff, not negotiation. Physics, chemistry, pure calculation. If he goes down, they go down. Nobody wants to die that bad. U.S. Customs backs off, and Mickey Munday vanishes into the Florida swamps, territory he knows from years of night flights over the Everglades. He disappears, gone. 4 years he'd run before U.S. Marshals caught him in Richmond, Virginia. But this story doesn't start with that flare gun. It starts in Miami, 1945, with an NFL player's kid who learned to fly planes and outsmart everyone who thought violence was the only way to win. This is the last surviving cocaine cowboy, the man who moved 30 tons, made $90 million for the Medellin cartel, never killed anyone, survived when everyone else died. This is Mickey Munday. Miami, Florida, June 29th, 1945. Michael Munday enters the world to parents who don't fit any criminal profile. Father, George "Sonny" Munday, 4 seasons in the NFL, retired to run a machine shop. Mother, Dorothy Duncan, former Miss Ohio, beauty queen turned school teacher at North Miami Junior High. This isn't the Bronx. This isn't some gang-infested project. This is middle-class Miami, blue-collar work, football Sundays, PTA meetings. 13 years old, Mickey's already working. M-Block Concrete, the family business, learning to manufacture ventilation systems, benches, tables, fences, real work, skilled labor. His hands learn what his mind will later weaponize, how things fit together, how systems operate. 1971, his father gets sick. 26-year-old Mickey takes over M-Block, runs it straight until 78 when business pressures mount. The bottom drops out. Mickey diversifies. 72, Mike's Bike Shop, high-performance motorcycles. 75, Ultimate Boats, custom speed boats. 1980, LC Towing, multiple revenue streams, legitimate fronts, smart business. But there's something else Mickey's learning. He teaches himself to fly. No formal flight school, no instructor, just hours at small South Florida airstrips, practicing, studying, learning the Everglades from above, every remote strip, every hidden approach. Eventually earns his pilot's license. That's his golden ticket. 1978, the pivot point. A close friend dies, leaves Mickey responsible for clearing out his warehouse before the man's grieving parents discover what's inside. Mickey's thinking small, maybe 2 pounds of marijuana, maybe 10. Opens that locked room, 2,000 pounds staring back at him. Mickey gives it to a friend to sell, takes his cut, $165,000 cash, no partying, no flashy cars. Mickey buys a 680 Aero Commander, twin-engine aircraft, greater payload capacity, greater range. This isn't recreational flying anymore. This is business infrastructure. By 1980, everything aligns. Mickey meets John Roberts through Roberts' girlfriend, Tony Mooney. Roberts needs a pilot who can move serious weight. Munday needs a connection to serious buyers. But Mickey's got something Roberts desperately wants. Access, because Mickey Munday knows Rafael Cardona Salazar. Rafa, 5'3", Basuco smoker, head of Medellin cartel operations in the United States. According to Miami police, responsible for 80% of all product entering the country. Direct line to Jorge Ochoa, to Pablo Escobar, to the entire Medellin power structure. Munday introduces Roberts to Cardona Salazar. That handshake opens the kingdom. John Roberts later told journalists, "I dealt with Pablo Escobar, the Ochoas, the guys in the street, but Mickey made it all work. The MacGyver, the engineer, the pilot who could build a plane from the first screw to the last, the man who understood that intelligence beats violence, that organization beats chaos. Mickey Munday just became the Medellin cartel's American logistics genius, and the game is about to get very real." 1982. The machine is fully operational. Mickey Munday and his partner James C. Coley, 32 years old, North Miami, have built something Miami's never seen before. Not just a smuggling ring, an air and sea express service for the Medellin cartel. Professional, sophisticated, deadly efficient. The Munday Coley organization. Between 82 and 86, they moved 60,000 pounds of cocaine into the United States. 30 tons. Revenue to the organization, $90 million in fees alone. They're not street dealers. They're not distributors. They're FedEx for cocaine. The technology is insane for 1980 standards. Radar jamming devices, military-grade night vision goggles, radio scramblers, drop beacons with infrared lights for offloading in Bahamian waters. Equipment most law enforcement agencies don't even have yet. The feds are using basic radar. Munday's using radar detection equipment, always one step ahead. Here's how it works. Munday and Coley fly a Piper Navajo to Stella Maris in the Bahamas, dress in crisp pilot uniforms, bring women along, Joyce Coley, Lisa Cardilli, Nancy Sims. The appearance, wealthy Americans on a charter vacation flight, completely legitimate, nobody's checking. Then Munday and Coley fly the aircraft south to Colombia, remote airstrips, load up usually hundreds of kilograms per trip, return to the Bahamas, drop the cocaine into the waters off Scrub Cay. Philip Cardilli and the boat crews are waiting. They pick it up. Meanwhile, a second scout plane circles, watching for Coast Guard, DEA, anyone. Munday and Coley fly the women back to the United States. Clean hands, smiling faces, just another vacation. 9 major importations documented in federal indictments, but there were dozens more. And here's Mickey's wildest innovation. Abandoned Nike missile bases, government property, old Air Force installations from the 70s, just sitting empty, forgotten. Mickey lands tons of cocaine on federal land, the absolute last place anyone's looking. John Roberts writes in American Desperado, "Mickey didn't belong in my world. He didn't do cocaine. He didn't swear. He used Boy Scout words like gee whiz. He lived with his mom. But Mickey could build a plane from the first screw to the last. He was a genius." The contrast matters. John Roberts, the violent enforcer, Griselda Blanco, the Black Widow, linked to numerous murders. One spark, catastrophic consequences. Mickey Munday, never involved in a single killing, 0 bodies. His philosophy, quoted later, "The violence never made sense to me. They would spend more time trying to figure out how to steal $10,000 from each other instead of how to make $1 million together." While other cocaine cowboys buy Lamborghinis and Ferraris, throw cash at Miami nightclubs, live loud, Mickey rides a bicycle around North Miami, long blonde hair flowing behind him, invests everything in property, stays invisible, strategic. Then there's the cocaine money scheme, perhaps his most MacGyver moment. Munday developed an innovative scheme to obscure the origin of drug proceeds. Using a cocaine alcohol solution on currency, he attempted to make drug money chemically indistinguishable from regular bills, a technique that demonstrated his engineering mindset. His theory? When that money circulates back through the United States economy, All currency tests positive for cocaine. Drug money becomes chemically indistinguishable from regular money. Genius or insane? Maybe both. By 1985, Mickey's making $2.5 million per successful run. The Munday Coley organization has moved an estimated 30 tons of cocaine total, hundreds of flights, millions in fees, 0 arrests. Mickey Munday seemed untouchable until Max Mermelstein gets arrested. 1985, Max Mermelstein gets arrested, the American who sat at the table with Pablo Escobar, who managed logistics for the entire Medellin cartel United States operation, multi-kilo dealer, facing life in federal prison. Max knows everything. 56 tons of cocaine he personally moved, $300 million in cash he sent back to Colombia, every route, every player, every safe house, every weakness, and the feds offer him a deal. Max flips. Mermelstein turns state's witness against the Medellin cartel. His testimony devastates the organization. Federal prosecutors in New Orleans call him the greatest informant in history. His connections within the cartel, the highest anyone's ever seen. Unparalleled access, total recall. Based on Mermelstein's information, indictments come down in 1986. Pablo Escobar, Fabio Ochoa, Rafael Cardona, Salazar. Everyone connected to them. The entire American network exposed. The information Max provides leads directly to September 20th, 1986. The raids, Monday's a step ahead. Maybe someone tipped him. Maybe he just felt it in the air. When U.S. Customs agents arrive, Mickey's already at the plane. Cocaine-laden aircraft sitting right there. He's caught, red-handed, dead to rights. Most men surrender, put hands up, start thinking about lawyers. Mickey Munday opens the fuel tank, points a flare gun at 55-gallon gasoline drums stacked nearby. One spark, catastrophic consequences. A standoff where everyone dies or nobody does. The agents back off. Munday vanishes into the Florida swamps, territory he knows intimately from years of low-altitude flights over the Everglades. Remote strips, night navigation, pure instinct, gone. November 5th, 1987, the hammer drops. Operation Beacon, 4-year FBI Customs joint investigation, 28-count indictment unsealed, 30 people charged, importing 10 tons of cocaine, conspiracy to conduct a continuing criminal enterprise, the toughest drug law on the books. And here's the irony, the organization fell because of technology. Their own sophistication killed them. After losing a cocaine load dropped into the ocean, the Munday Coley organization hired an electronics expert. Custom homing devices, 3-foot-high metal cylinders, infrared lights, radio signals, $10,000 apiece, cutting-edge tech. What they didn't know, the designer was working for United States Customs the entire time. Every beacon contained a second radio signal only Customs could detect. The feds tracked every single drop. Total seizure, 12 aircraft, 21 vehicles, 28 boats, 17 properties worth $5 million, plus 1,100 pounds of cocaine, 135 pounds of marijuana, $10 million street value intercepted, 13 suspects arrested immediately, 7 already in custody on previous charges. 2 fugitives, Michael O. Munday, 42, North Miami, John Purnell Roberts, 39, Delray Beach. The ghost disappears. 3 years, Munday runs, assumed identities, different cities, always moving. FBI, DEA, United States Marshals, all hunting. 1990, Richmond, Virginia, 1,000 miles from home. United States Marshals finally catch the last cocaine cowboy still running. He pleads guilty, waives trial. The evidence is overwhelming. 29-count federal indictment. Conspiracy to import cocaine, multiple tons. Sentence, 10 years federal prison, serves approximately 9. Released December 9th, 1999, 54 years old, free man, and Rafael Cardona Salazar, dead. December 4th, 1987, gunned down at his antique car dealership in Medellin, 3 days after the Miami Herald published his connection to Max Mermelstein. 35 years old, Mickey Munday survived. That alone makes him different. December 9th, 1999, Mickey Munday walks out of federal prison, 54 years old, 9 years inside, most of his generation dead or doomed forever. But Mickey's got plans. 2006, the documentary Cocaine Cowboys by Billy Corben and Alfred Spellman drops. Mickey's the star, the MacGyver, the pilot who outsmarted the DEA. Miami eats it up. Suddenly, he's a celebrity. They call him the last surviving cocaine cowboy, and one by one, his peers fall. Griselda Blanco, murdered September 2012 outside a Medellin butcher shop, killed by motorcycle assassin, a method associated with her organization decades earlier. John Roberts, dead 2011, terminal cancer, 63 years old. Max Mermelstein, died 2008 in witness protection, $3 million bounty still on his head, never collected. Mickey? He's riding his bicycle around North Miami, long blonde hair flowing. Local restaurants comp his meals. Strangers from Italy send Facebook friend requests. Miami New Times reporter Gus Garcia Roberts calls him a South Florida local treasure. He records a spoken word CD, Tall Tales. Producer Carlos Alvarez helps him create stories from the smuggling days, the cocaine money scheme, night flights over the Everglades, near misses with customs. It sounds like a 1930s radio show. Part confession, part celebration, Scarface-themed birthday bash at Churchill's Pub, hanging at Steve's Pizza with Vice News, film screenings, events. The man who once stayed invisible now courts visibility. But there's another side. Mickey works as a resource for Southcom, United States Military Southern Command, partnership with Florida International University. Twice they invite him to speak. DEA, FBI, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Coast Guard, Police, Armed Forces, teaching counter-narcotics strategies. The man who smuggled 30 tons of cocaine now trains the people hunting smugglers. 2016, Mickey converts a vacant lot near his North Miami home into Lovelock Park, works with artist Maurizio Raponi, carves a heart into the turf, creates a sculpture. The concept, couples bring locks, attach them to chains, throw keys into the canal. Permanent love, community loves it, anniversaries, proposals. One woman surprises her husband there with a lock engraved with their wedding date, tosses the key into the water. Mickey's quoted, "I didn't mean it as redemption. I did it for fun. I didn't just put art in a park, I put in a whole park. Maybe it will make people reach out and touch something." But shadows remain. July 4th, 2012. Mickey's riding his bicycle in North Miami. Car makes a right turn on red, crashes into him. 5 days in ICU at Jackson Memorial. Fractured rib, collapsed lung, stitches, staples, 66 years old. Almost dies from a traffic accident after surviving the deadliest drug war in American history. He survives because that's what Mickey does. He and John Roberts sold their life stories to Paramount Pictures. Mark Wahlberg attached, Peter Berg directing, multiple scripts written. But Munday and Roberts have a falling out during development. Screenwriter calls it like Lennon and McCartney in the 70s. Roberts dies, movie never gets made, 18 years, 1999 to 2017, free, riding bikes, building parks, teaching agents, local legend, but old habits die hard. 2008, 63 years old, living off celebrity, teaching law enforcement, building parks, clean for 8 years. Then the pull comes back, not cocaine this time, Cars, the hokey doke scheme. That's what Mickey calls it. Between 2008 and 2015, 7 years, an auto fraud ring steals over 150 cars using fake paperwork. Total take, $1.7 million. The operation's familiar. Obtain cars about to be repossessed. Buy vehicles at dealerships using straw buyers. Use tow truck companies and auto wholesale businesses as fronts. Create false paper trails. Sell at profit. Mickey Munday, head of transportation, smuggling cars from Missouri and other states into Florida, hiding them until sale. The exact same logistics work he did with cocaine, just different cargo. It's almost sad. The man who moved 30 tons of cocaine, who made $90 million for the Medellin cartel, who flew night missions into Colombia, now stealing cars for pocket change. James Carrington runs a car repossession business near Springfield, Missouri. Later testifies, because of his background and the things he told me about the past, I felt trust with him that I wouldn't get caught. He wanted me to know his past life, and he wanted me to know everything about his life in smuggling. Mickey can't help himself. Still bragging, still trading on legend, still believing his past makes him untouchable. May 2017, federal indictment. Mickey Munday, 71 years old, arrested. National headlines: cocaine cowboy caught again. Survived the deadliest drug war in American history. Outsmarted DEA for years. Caught stealing cars. January 17, 2018. Trial begins. 4 days. Federal jury in Miami. Co-defendants already pleaded guilty. Multiple ring members testify against him. Everyone says the same thing. Mickey ran transportation to Florida. Defense attorney Rick Yabor argues Mickey didn't know the cars were stolen. Mr. Munday likes talking about his past. That's all he has. And that's exactly what it is, his past. Assistant United States Attorney Joshua Rothstein destroys that defense, points to testimony, points to Mickey's own statements to investigators. He was the head of the transportation division of the hokey doke scheme. It was a scheme that stole cars with paper. He knew exactly what was going on. Prosecutors use everything: his cocaine smuggling history, Cocaine Cowboys documentary, interviews, Twitter posts, spoken word CD, all evidence of expertise in evasion tactics. Verdict: guilty. 5 felony counts of mail fraud, 1 count conspiracy to commit mail fraud, maximum 20 years each count. Mickey Munday shows no emotion, taken immediately into custody. Defense asks for 2 years. He's 72, poor health, first offense since '99, Lovelock Park, teaching law enforcement. Prosecution wants the hammer, the bragging, using his past to recruit others, refusing to learn. April 9th, 2018, United States District Judge Robert Scola sentences Mickey Munday to 12 years, 144 months, plus 3 years supervised release. 12 years. At 72, he'll be 84 if he survives. Essentially, a life sentence. The cocaine cowboy goes back to prison. This time, probably forever. Not from cartels, not from DEA raids, not from violence, from stealing cars. The hokey doke, 1.7 million split dozens of ways. The game always collects. Mickey just had a longer payment plan. Federal Bureau of Prisons, somewhere in Florida, location classified, high-profile inmate Mickey Munday, 79 years old as of June 2024. 12 years, started April 2018. If he survives, big if at his age, he walks out in 2030, 85 years old. More likely, he dies inside. The last surviving cocaine cowboy, the MacGyver of Miami, the man who outsmarted DEA, who flew 30 tons of narcotics, who held federal agents at bay with a flare gun. Now he's federal prisoner, number whatever they assigned him. Library worker, literacy teacher, the mind that organized multi-state trafficking operations, now organizes books. Some call it redemption. Others call it the only job available. His daughter, Jessica Brandt, born October 23, 1967, 57 now, 3 grandchildren somewhere, living under the weight of their grandfather's legend. They visit when they can. Federal visitation rules, recorded calls, cameras everywhere. The family pays the price forever. But here's what Mickey Munday's story really represents. He was the first of his kind in ways that matter. Not the first smuggler, but the first to weaponize intelligence over violence. The first to prove being the smartest beats, being the most ruthless. Griselda Blanco, linked to numerous violent crimes, killed in Medellin at 69. John Roberts claimed extreme violence in Vietnam, multiple homicides attributed, dead at 63 from cancer. Pablo Escobar, thousands of deaths, died in Medellin at 44. Rafael Cardona, Salazar, multiple homicides, Basuco addict, killed in Medellin at 35. Mickey Munday, 0 killings, made just as much money, survived longer than all of them. That's the uncomfortable truth. Intelligence doesn't equal morality. Being smart doesn't make you right. And in the end, he still lost everything. The Munday Coley organization moved 60,000 pounds of contraband, 90 million in fees, 4 years. Success rate that terrified law enforcement, not because of violence, because of innovation. Night vision goggles before they were standard. Radar jamming when most smugglers were eyeballing it. Landing on abandoned government property. The chemical money scheme that made currency untraceable. MacGyver wasn't just a nickname. It was accurate. Miami transformed because of men like Mickey Munday. Regional tourist spot to international narcotics capital. Modern Miami, the money, the culture, the swagger, built on Colombian powder. Munday was chief architect of the delivery system. But the fall, that's the real story. 18 years free. Could have stayed quiet. Lived off documentary money. Speaking fees, legend status, he went back. 1.7 million split dozens of ways. For the thrill, the identity, the only thing he knew how to be, the game always collects. Every kingpin learns eventually. No retirement plan, no golden parachute, just sales or coffins. Pop Culture Magazine, June 2024, Mickey's 79th birthday. Mickey Munday, the once notorious smuggler, now faces the twilight of his life behind bars. As one of the last surviving cocaine cowboys, his legacy is complex. His life of crime, adventure, and ultimately incarceration serves as a cautionary tale. Cautionary tale, that's the eulogy for a living man, not brilliant logistics, not survival against impossible odds, not redemption attempts, just don't be like Mickey. For all the innovation, intelligence, survival, he's still in a cage. Teaching literacy, monitored calls to his daughter, prison food at 79. The last cocaine cowboy standing is standing in a cell. What's the legacy of Mickey Munday? Not a cool outlaw story. A 79-year-old man in a cell teaching inmates to read. He was the smartest, the cleanest, the last one standing, but the game collected his debt. It just gave Mickey a longer payment plan. When I think of Mickey now, I don't think of the 90 million or the 30 tons. I think of a man who outran the world for 40 years, only to trip over his own shadow at the finish line. Remember the name, don't envy the ending.